We're going to lay those cushions behind us. So come to sitting. Bring the cushion behind you and then just lay down on your back. And let your head drop towards the floor. So the things to watch out for is your neck. You don't want to feel that your neck is kind of suddenly suspended in air. So it can be quite nice to have the crown of the head touching the floor, or just to bring a bit more cushionage under your head. And we're going to take the soles of the feet together and have the knees out to the side as you lie back, and then open your arms out to the side with your palms facing upwards. And we'll take a couple of breaths here. If this doesn't feel comfortable, of course, just do something different, or if your knees don't like being outwards so your hips are externally rotating, you can always bring your knees together and walk your feet apart. That suits your legs if your hips are internally rotating. And if you're in the position, then it's a really good place to take some deep breaths. And you can keep your arms where they are, or you can even stretch your arms overhead. Makes it a little bit more of an intense stretch. You need to be really gentle and aware of your lower back. And then bringing your arms to your side, hands either side of your thighs as you draw your knees together. And then let your hands bring you back up. Hopefully that felt good. We're going to do a twisty detox sequence today. So let's start with legs crossed, bring your hands to your knees. And notice how your spine is as you come back into center. And that's probably quite a different pose to the way you've been lying in bed. So your spine might start to feel a little bit away. Take your right ear to your right shoulder. Drop your chin down to your chest. Left ear to left shoulder, and coming up and over. And again. And then changing direction. And coming up to center and circling the shoulders. So the whole way through the practice you can have your eyes open or closed, you choose. And listen to the sound of your breath, in particular the exhale. And then taking the elbows and circling. And then we have time, we have space. So let's move our arms, extend our arms and take some full circles slowly. One more nice big circle. Hands to knees as you circle your heart. And then changing the other way. Well done. Coming to centre. Let's take a little twist, left hand to right knee, right hand behind. Inhale as you sit up and exhale as you rotate. There's nothing still about this movement practice. Even when you're in the shape, there is a sense of fluidity, of movement, full permission to wriggle and explore the pose. How does the rib cage feel today? And what about your lungs? A bit of hay fever around, is that affecting your lungs? Hopefully not. Keep your left hand on your right knee, come back up to centre, reach the right arm up. And then exhale, bend the right arm, just take hold of the left ear and lean the head into the hand. So you're leaning over to the left hand side. Just a small movement, keep that top elbow high. And then release the hand and bring it to the left knee, so your arms are crossed in front of you. Holding onto your knees, drop your heart back, rock your chin to your chest. And come back to centre, keep the right hand on the left knee and reach the left hand behind you. There's something very nice about pressing that left hand down into the floor. It gives you this ability to lift up through the heart. And then inhale, keep the right hand on the left knee, extend the left arm high, come back to centre, and as you bend the left elbow, wrap the hand around your right ear, and lean your head into your left hand, pointing the elbow up towards the sky. And bringing both hands onto either knee across your body. Leaning forwards, sweep the hands around behind your back, interlink fingers, press the palms away. And lift your gaze. Release the hands, take your arms up high overhead. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring the right hand down to your side, walk it away, and let the left arm come alongside your ear. Palm faces the floor, just root the left sitting bone down. How does it feel to breathe here? Be sure your neck feels comfortable. There's something almost all of us do, which is this sort of hyper opening up the throat. And actually tucking the chin in is much more relaxing for the back of the neck. So even when you're looking up at the ceiling or up at the sky, you can have your chins gently tucked in. Okay, keep your right hand where it is, and you're just going to bring the left hand forward and lean over your right thigh, coming into a gentle forward bend, forward fold, but to the side. And then walking your hands to the center, folding over your legs. And then walking over to the left, folding over the left thigh. Place the left hand on the floor away from you and bring the right arm up. palm faces the floor, right sitting bone down into the ground. Pushing away through the left hand so that you get this lift through the ribcage again. And then releasing and coming back up to sitting. We're going to take our legs out in either direction. So this is a range of movement that my body finds really challenging. I'm going to take a small cushion and just perch on the edge of it. And that helps to tilt the pelvis. Gives a bit of extra support. Okay, and then coming to center, just look at your toes, check that they're pointing upwards. Bring your hands directly between your legs. Roll the shoulders away from your ears and take a moment to sit up straight here. So for many of us, this will be enough already. You can probably feel your hamstrings, your inner thighs. And that will have an effect on your spine as well. And then we'll gently start to take the right hand down towards the right foot. And turn to face the side, so we're looking over to the left-hand side. And maybe you're going to bring your hand down onto the floor inside your leg. Inhale as you reach the left arm up and try to make as much space from one hand to the other. Try to stretch your collarbones so that there's space around your chest. And then as you exhale, this top arm can come alongside the ear. And many of you will be able to hold on to your toes. Try to avoid, in this sort of ambition to get towards your toes, sometimes we sort of drop forwards. So if I drop that shoulder forwards, I can touch my toes. But that's actually not that interesting for the side body. Try to be less concerned with how far you go into this stretch and more curious as to how you can make this feel interesting for you, helpful. Well done. Inhale as you come back up. We're going to turn now to face the right foot. Bring your hands either side of the right leg. Inhale as you sit up. And exhale as you walk your hands over towards your foot. And perhaps you can hold the foot, perhaps not. So these are all poses that we usually do in the standing sequence. We're standing in a wide leg forward bend. And when you have the benefit of gravity there, it's so much easier. But here you get the benefit of being a little bit slower and actually being conscious about where you're bringing this movement to. Where would be helpful? If you're holding your foot, then you can press your foot away and push against your hand with your foot. And then your hand pulls back against the foot and you get this lovely circuit of energy going between leg and arms, and then of course that affects spine. Okay, inhale as you come back up, bring your hands to center. Take a moment to just notice how that feels, and then maybe walking your hands forwards. There's huge scope and range of movement. There's always those beautiful people that can just lay their torso to the ground. I have never been that person. But whichever shape your body makes, let that be your beautiful shape for today. We're not doing it thinking, oh, why can't I do it? What's wrong with my body? We're doing it and thinking, this is where my body wants to go to today. We know that tight muscles are protection. Any tight muscles is your body trying to keep you safe. So born in love, these tight muscles. So don't berate them. But breathe into them. Give them a nice deep exhale. Allow them to come to understand that their protection's not needed because you're safe. Well done. Walking your hands back in. Come to center, just notice how that's all feeling, and then taking the left hand over towards the left foot. Still the toes are pointing upwards, the legs are strong. Bring your right hand behind you, turn your gaze over to the right. Inhale, reach the right hand up. Get some height before you go down into that fold. And try to keep the sensation of height even when the arm comes over ear. So again, you don't want to rock forward, you're not looking at the ground, you're looking up towards the sky or the ceiling. Inhale as you come back up. Come to center and notice how that feels. Bring your hands either side of the left leg. Inhale as you sit up, and as you exhale, walk your hands forwards. Again, perhaps your hands stay either side of your legs, or perhaps you can take hold of your foot. And perhaps one side is different to the other. So for me, this side is tighter, so my hands are going to come either side of my legs. And the benefit of that is by having the hands on the floor, you get to push into the floor, and that gives you the scope to lift the ribcage a little higher, to get this sense of lift and length. So we're not dumping ourselves down, we're not collapsing down. We're more like elegant gazelles than a sack of potatoes. And inhale as you come back up. Come to center, notice how that feels. And exhale, walk your hands forwards once again. Watch that the toes are still pointing upwards, the heels are pressing away. With your hands on the floor, you might even add a little sway from side to side. It tells me a lot about where the tightness is in my body when I add a sway. Walking your hands back in. Bring your hands beneath your thighs, lifting the knees. Take the soles of the feet together, holding onto your toes, a little bounce in the knees. Inhale as you sit up, and exhale as you fold. And inhale as you come up again. Bring the knees together. Extend the left leg. And the right knee is in tight towards you. Give it a hug so you get it up close. And then bring the foot across to the other side. Left toes are pointing upwards. Hand on knee. Inhale, reach the left arm up. And exhale, take the elbow across. Bring the right hand behind you and rotate. So again, this hand behind you that's pressing into the floor, it gives you leverage to lift the ribcage higher. And as you breathe, there's a monumental amount of movement going on in the torso. So can you feel that? What wriggle can you add to make it feel easier, more delightful? Inhale as you come back up. Switch sides. So both legs straight out in front of you. And bend the left knee in, give it a hug. And pick the foot up, take it across. Inhale as the right arm lifts. And as you exhale, take the elbow across, left hand behind. You can lean back into that left hand. Use it to propel your heart a little higher. back up. Legs straight out. Inhale as you reach your arms up. And as you exhale, forward fold, hands towards toes. Perhaps they're on the floor, perhaps they're on your shins. There's no hierarchy on any of these poses. Whichever shape is working for you, that's the shape. Inhale as you come back up. Bend your knees, both knees, feet are wider apart than hip distance. Drop your hands behind you, fingers pointing towards the sitting bones. And press the knees away as the hips rise and you look up towards the sky or the ceiling. Heart lifting, hips lifting. And exhale as you come back down. Drop the knees to the right, turn your gaze to the left. Lift the heart, take a wriggle, and then switch sides. Knees to the left, gazing to the right. And the other side. And the other side again. Okay, and then from here we're going to come and lie on our tummies. We're focusing more on the detox this week than we are on the twist. Okay. And bring your hands either side of your chest. Take a nice big circle through your shoulders, toes pointing away. Feet are flat on the floor, tops of feet are flat on the floor. Elbows are tucked nicely to your side. Hover the hands an inch off the floor and inhale as you lift your collarbones, maybe some of your rib cage, and exhale as you come back down. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you come back down. Let the hands rest on the floor. And this time, try not to put all the weight there. Try to put maybe 5-10% of the weight in. But you're still repeating the same movement. And this last one, you can take a little bit more weight into the hands and enjoy how it feels to do a nice cobra. And super sensitive to the lower back. We don't want to be tweaking anything. Bend your knees, separate your knees apart, catch hold of the feet, and then bring your hands over the tops of your feet. So your fingers run along the length of your feet, pointing in the direction of your heel, but they're on the top of your foot. That was quite a wordy description, wasn't it? You're basically holding on to your feet, and your toes are right up in the crease of your wrist. Bring your forehead to the floor. Press the hips into the floor and press the heels in towards your bottom, pulling your toes up towards your shoulders. It's a great place to use your thumbs to massage the edges of your feet. And then use your fingers to massage the inside, the instep of your feet. So if you're ever feeling congested and you need a bit of help from your feet through reflexology, this soft part beneath the, what's this bit called? Beneath the balls of your feet, you have like a soft part that is the instep. That is the part to massage if you need to get things moving. So that middle third of your foot, basically, the middle third strip. You massage around there. Okay. And now take your hands around the inside of your feet. Wrap your hands so that your fingers are pointing towards the outer edge of your feet. As long as that's good in your shoulders. You're going to roll your shoulders back. You're going to push your feet into the hands. Lift your gaze and your knees will come up off the floor. As you start to breathe deeply, you'll get a rocking horse effect happening in your body. Keep pushing the feet into the hands. And then lower yourself down. Bringing your hands either side of your chest, laying flat for a moment, and then pushing through your hands as you sit back on your heels. And we've got a few minutes left, so let's come up onto all fours. With your little cushion handy, let's come into a pigeon pose. It's also really nice for detoxing because you get to lie across your thigh. So your right knee's in front is between your hands. The foot is sweeping over to the side. Perhaps the cushion comes under your hips. Walk that back foot away a little. Inhale as you sit up. Get the height, get the wriggle. Check the neck is easy, and then as you exhale, fold forwards. And you can create a little nest with your arms to rest your forehead on your words aren't very good for me today, are they? On your forearms. Your forehead on your forearms. And you can stay here like this, or you can choose to thread the left arm beneath the right armpit, turning your left ear to the floor. Inhaling back to center, walking your hands in. Bring our knees together onto all fours. Cushion over to the side. And then bring the left knee forward, sliding the foot across. Bringing the cushion into the hips if that's something you like. Walk the back leg further away. As you inhale, sit up nice and tall. Check your neck is easy, have a little wriggle. And then as you exhale, walk forwards, creating a little nest with your arms. Enjoying the exhale here. And then choosing whether or not you want to glide the right arm underneath the left armpit, turning your right